and this will be kind of a combination of shamanic work and star work. And so I want us to check our luminous energy field. We are getting, and so for this meeting and the next meeting, I want to work on making sure that we stay in our highest vibration, we stay bright, and in the next session, how we can put up some bands of protection around us, some tools that we can use. And I was doing, in the middle of this course with Alberto Violdo, and he set up these power bands. And so it's his thing that he did. And I thought it's really cool because at the very bottom of the power band is Earth. And they call it the Great Composter. And I go, oh, well, that's certainly true. So if any bad stuff comes to you, you just drop it down into the lower band and then you just compost it and you spit it out back on Mother Earth. Mother Earth knows how to deal with it and change it, and it doesn't affect us. So all that negative stuff, like if somebody wants to steal our parking lot in the mall during Christmas, why is it that those guys, that energy comes out so strong at Christmas? It's supposed to be positive and loving, and yet it's like, that's my parking space, you can't get in there. It's like, oh, yeah, okay. So let's just take a look at our luminous body. And as I was, I don't know why I even clicked on this, but come on. And it's this. Now, we're not doing soul retrieval at all here. But in this upper image, you can see where it's kind of broken. The field isn't all the way around. And in the bottom right, you can see the field's a lot brighter and it's away from the body. And that is similar to the image that I had when I was thinking of this exercise or this thing that we're going to do. And I guess the reason that I started in with this was that Sandra Ingerman, she is ending her 26 years of her transmutation newsletter. And to me, it was really sad. I was going, oh my gosh, no, you're leaving us hanging. And then it was like, oh, I'm so excited that she's moving to a new field, to a new way. And so her last newsletter was for this month, and she said the best way to end this cycle is to honor the spirits and the earth, the sea, fire, the earth, sea, fire, wind. And then she takes it a step further to the moon and stars. And I'm like, okay, I'm all with you there. The galaxies, the universe, time, and nebula. So she took it to the nebulas. And I'm like, well, that's kind of where I was imagining this journey going in our little spaceships. I'm so keyed into water that when we do our water journeys, in my mind, I see us going through kelp forests and dipping down into canyon lands and around sea anemones, and it's like being in a nebula, going through the fingers of God and the fingers of fate, all these really cool images of nebula that we get to see now with this technology. So was going, well, there's a lot of synchronistic things going on here. Okay, so let's tap into this luminous body field. And I think it's very similar to Reiki for those who do that. We're going to check out our chakra energy fields and make sure that the energy is flowing correctly, and give them a little extra charge. And then as we do this meditation and paying attention to the chakras, we'll have a golden light coming down through the crown, going down through our chakras into Mother Earth, wrap around some roots, back up again. And here's where we're going to expand our energy field, our luminous field. And the way that it works is when we get back up to our heart space, and I'll walk through this when we start doing this. When we get through our heart space, we want to take our hands in like the prayer position or however you want to do it, and then put it back up through the crown chakra and open up that energy field. And the way that Alberto was talking about this is it goes up into the 8th chakra, the Viracocha chakra, which is the creator source energy, and you open it up and just expand it, and then expand it around ourselves. And as we do this, if we feel anything that needs to be patched up, we can patch it, we can weave it, smooth it out, and then just expand that energy around us. And after we finish this, and it's going to be I'm going to incorporate it in with opening up to the 4 directions, then we'll drop down into this. So it'll be a little meditation-ish thing. As we do this, that energy field is then going to become our spaceship. And in that spaceship, then we're going to be traveling. Well, we'll get to that in a minute, because I don't know where we're going. We're going. This is what came to me. This is what came to me to write down before we do our journey. And the journey is going to be going to find luminous beings that are working with us. What luminous beings are working with us? Besides us, who are luminous being co-creators, partners in crime? And it's weird, I say that because I went to get my rattle and I forgot my rattle. And so what do I have? I have my Khashoggi rattle. And it's the Heyoka Khashoggi. And I'm like, it's the trickster rattle. So we're not sure. You know, sometimes this trickster energy is like the great comedian. It's like he says things and you go, whoa! And it makes you realize that maybe you shouldn't take things too seriously. You should make it lighter and brighter. And so if we get to use that, it's that kind of light, fun energy where we're going to go, what luminous beings, what partners in crime, so to speak, partners in light, are we working with? Because it's so important for us in this energy to be shining really, really brightly in our community. So here's what I had written down. I said, as we travel through this space and time, my guides were saying, we are so pleased that you are here and welcome. We know that many of you are struggling with this time and how to deal with the changes that are unfolding, the chaos. And we want you to understand that the chaos is the change. And we are happy that you are here to bring light into this chaos. We stand with you, we stand beside you, call on us. And for those who are not ready, when they call on us, it may seem even more confusing. But you have been preparing for this moment. In time, you have been hearing the call. Your eyes are opening to the possibilities, to the expansion, to all that is. And we ask you at this time to step into further awareness, into further understanding, into your luminosity. We ask us to lead you and to push you, and to remind us not to go too fast, and in that same sentence, remind us not to go too slow. We thank you for your time in this space. We are excited for your journey to come. We have been setting up your spaceships, so let's go. I like that they set up the spaceships for us. Okay. We're just going to open up sacred space. And the way that I open up sacred space a lot of times is with, I generally start off with the 4 directions. The east, the south, the west, the north. There are certain power animals and associations made with those directions. There are certain times of the day, times of the year, times of our lives that are associated with those directions, power animals. So we're not going to get into it that much. I will say what mine are, but if you have any more, also angels too. There are angels that are associated with the 4 directions, above and below 6 directions in us. So we're just going to bring them in as a source of protection while we're on this journey. And if you have any special guides and angels that you want to bring, if you have any special ascended masters that you want to bring in, certainly recently I've been calling in Saint Germain a lot, and I haven't used him, even though I've been to Shasta many years. It's only recently, and so I find that we get to our power animals shift as to when we need them. So if we get something new in our awareness, make note of it and see where it takes us, and see what that power animal, how it will help us with this journey as we go on. Okay, so as we set up our luminous body field, we set up our 4 directions, and we take a couple of deep, slow breaths. We inhale to the count of 3, we hold it, and we slowly exhale to a count of 5. And we do this intentionally to stop the 3D world from affecting us too much. And as we slow our breath down and focus on the breath, I'm going to grab my rattle here. And as we focus in on the intention of setting up our 4 directional protections, as we get ready to use our imagination with intention to go into space, to meet our luminous beings, whatever they show up as. And so we call on the winds of the east, eagle, condor, be with us. Protect this medicine space that we are in. And we call on the winds of the south, jaguar, serpent. Teach us how to be calm. Show us how to be aware without movement. To see in the dark as jaguar does. To shed skin as snake does. And we call on the winds of the west. Whale. Bear. We call on the western waters of the Pacific. Heal us. Let us feel your power as it moves through the tides, as waves. Constantly moving, always the same. Constantly changing, always the ocean. And we call on the winds of the north. We call on white buffalo, calf woman. We call on hummingbird. Be with us. Show us how to stand in the winter, in the sacred. And we call on Mother Earth, Gaia. We thank you for your grounding. We thank you for your abundance. And Father Sky, Grandmother Moon, the star beams, the star angels, the Galactic Federation, the nebulas. We call on you for protection. And as we have our protection in place, as we take a couple of deep, slow breaths, we sense a golden light coming from our crown chakras, coming into our crown chakra, filling us with a golden light, slowly dripping through our bodies to our third eye, down into our throat, down into our heart chakra, our high heart chakra, through our shoulders, our arms, our luminous fingers. They're starting to glow. Down into the solar plexus. And into our root chakra. And it flows down into the legs, into Mother Earth. And that energy wraps around the trees of Gaia. And we feel the energy coming back up again. And as it comes up through our chakras, into our high heart, into our heart, we take our hands together and we push up through our crowns into the 8th chakra. And we open up that luminous field and we spread it out all around us. Feeling the light emanating from who we are, from who our soul purpose is. And if there's some kind of thing that you need to fix or patch up, we can take our hands and rub them around, patch it up, smooth it out. And we feel this luminous field getting brighter. At first it started out a couple of inches from your body. Now it's a half a foot from your body, 12 inches, 18. How big do you want to let this be? Expand that luminous field so that it encompasses this whole circle that we are in right now. For those watching in a Zoom, and expand it into the future for those that are watching on the replay. This luminous field knows no time. It knows no space. And as we drop into this energy again, we find that we have traveled off planet. And we were flying past the stars, past our galaxies, into unknown areas. And we pay attention to the sounds of space. It's just not silent. What do you hear? And the colors and their shapes. And we find ourselves going into one of those nebulas. We've seen something similar in the new pictures, but this is totally new. And as we are in space, totally comfortable, totally happy, secure in our luminous spaceship, we see something to the right of us. We set our intention to meet a helper, a partner in this luminous field. And we sense that partner to the right. How does it show up? Is it a knowing? Is it a sound? A color? Is it a hope? And as that energy gets closer and clearer, It wants to show us something. And as we follow it side by side, we see what looks like a cave. Cave in space. And we go into this cave. And there's different colored lights that appear to be lights. It's another energy field. Use all your senses to feel what that's like. Moving into a cave of energy. You can reach out and touch this energy. We're going to stay here for just a little bit in this energy. Our luminous partner gets our attention. He wants to show us another place. And as we drop deeper into the cave, deeper into the portal, we see what looks like a ball, a marble. And it grows as we get closer. And it is a planet. This is a beginning planet. This is the planet that if you choose, you can oversee. And your luminous partner hands you a seed. And when you reach into your pocket, you find that you have some Gaia, some Mother Earth. And you partner that up with the seed. And if you choose, you can take it back with you. You can do anything. You can put it on the new planet. You can make it into two. Put one on the planet, take one home. And as you drop this seed, your partner says it's time to go. And you go back into the portal, back up through the luminous cave, to the place where you first met your luminous partner. And he hands you, or she hands you, a gift. Different from the seed. And you know you have a gift also that you've been saving from the protections of the north, the south, the east, west, Mother Earth, Father Sky. And you are reminded to come again anytime. Don't be too long. And back into your luminous spaceship. And you come back slowly back into your rooms. And you find yourself in your chairs, in your 3D bodies. And you slowly take a breath. You wiggle your toes. Slowly come back. Gently come back. And when you're ready, you can open your eyes. And if you need to jot anything down, go ahead.